Welcome to Object-Oriented Game Design. Hello and welcome to Game Design Part 13. Just setting up the new project now. Not imported vector maths yet as a library and not added res to the build path. I just need this code here. This is 13. Yep. So while I'm doing this anyway, today we're gonna work on the islands and try and get the same sort of effect as the clouds. But that's 13. The constructor, that's 13. Wow. Then in the game it's going to be 0.1.2 for the 13th evolution of this planes and sources game. So as I stated, today we are going to be looking at the islands, and I don't have any code to go off here. I'm basically going to be copying the cloud code and implementing it up, implementing the cloud code, but editing it as well. So I'll just copy those, but we don't have a resources folder yet, and we still need vector maths. That's why player and enemies and bullets are going crackers. So let's just do those now before I paste these into res. Again, game design 13. Make sure you get the right one. Res. Over to libraries. Don't forget to add the jar. It's vector maths, but you want to be in your project folder. You might use vector maths somewhere else, so bear that in mind. Make sure you're in the right folder. Or when you export your project, you won't have vector maths with it, or it won't be what you think it is anyway. Right, so that should solve our errors and allow me to paste these resources into the resource folder. Got our vector math library, so player shouldn't really have any errors now, and bullet and enemy should be alright as well. So just gaming is saying we've got some errors at the moment. It's probably to do with some images, so I'm just going to paste them in there, or a dodgy import. Alright, so we've got our resources, and let's finish pasting. And we've still got an error in game. 2 errors. Get main width, get main height. From game design, which means it's got a bad import. No, why are we getting that from game design? Did we change the width and height to static, or can't find the game design? Save that. Must save that, and then it should be able to find them. Wow. Yeah. Forgot to save it. That was all that was. So in our level we've got a cloud layer, and we managed to move all the clouds that were in the level to a new class. We're gonna do exactly the same thing with the islands today, but like I say, islands don't have opacity and things, so they're gonna be slightly different to the clouds, but we are gonna need the cloud open as well. So before we can move anything from the level, before I start getting into this code, now we've got no errors, we do need to check that the library and the res is working. So here's where we left it yesterday. And we were getting about 14, 15 frames a second yesterday, depending on the cloud coverage, which still looks lovely this morning as I look at it again. But yeah, we turned our bands off so we could try and get some frames back. But yeah, still impressed with those clouds, the way they came out. We're gonna try and do the same with the islands today. So we need to say this is large image of islands and put it into a new class called island. And then first render out the big image exactly the same as what we're doing here, and then copy over the cloud code to make a list of islands and then send them out that way. But I think I'm going to try and do some with this red outline when we save these islands in Photoshop, because it really don't look that good. What's the wrong color, at least the wrong effect. The rest looks great, it's just the stroke we need to have a look at. But yeah, they need saving out as single images, and I've not done that bit yet. But like I said before, we can do that. Need a new class, just simply called island, and that'll be in the level. Because although it's not level data, it's very related to it's the background of the level. And we might have different types of islands in the future. I might change the color on the islands. Change the design a little. Alright, so we've got this islands, and we need a sort of setup like this, but we don't need anything that's in the new constructor just yet. So we're going to need a list. In our islands. I've not put any comments in yet. Array list and list, yep. Import those. Grab some comments. There's our attribute start. Probably are going to need a width and a height, but moving on, we don't need a comp. Probably do need these and the timer. I believe the timer is set to the same as the level background, but we need a new timer in here. Or maybe not even a timer. I believe we've got a move all in here, which is just going to add to the Y. Add to the Y? Yeah, that's right. It's going the right way. Going down the screen. But we need the list to create them when we get to that point. So in here we need the original constructor. Don't need the alpha. We do need the type. Don't want to import the cloud. And then we need to change the names on those. Do we need a random? I think we do. We use random now, but we'll maybe employ level maps later on. Like we'll have a map for the island that's just black and white, and every white pixel on the map will produce an island, and that way we can generate the islands where we want them, and as opposed to being random. But again, that would just be added to the list of islands, and it works the same way, but we're just generating them differently instead of saying random island here and there. But anyway, that's to do with reading in an image, and instead of painting it on the screen, just using that image as a map. Chono did that, I believe, so we can work from that sort of code. Alright, this is our cloud, isn't it? For that type, do need to initiate, do need to render, we do need to tick, and that time needs updating in there. Okay, so cloud list, there's no list in it yet, and there's no move all, this is no all to move, although we'll need a move all class method. We're not going to employ it just yet, so I'm going to put a tick in. Yeah, import the game, close start, and close the tick. Well, nobody asked for one of those brackets. Alright, so we're going to tick in, render. I'm going to take the transform as well. Do the render first. Render, graphics, and a theme transform. Importing all of those. Closing the render. Now we change this to islands. Oops. No double S in islands. And now we've got to start by rendering tick. I don't know if there's anything else we need to add here, but probably going to need these initiate. And I'll grab those images just for brevity, because we know what's going on there, and that's initiate. That goes above the render. Alright, just to give us an idea what sort of code goes in that. On the first revision of it. So, now we're going to initiate render and tick. We should be able to go into level and start pulling things out. We need a type though. And these aren't cloud, these is island. Alright. These are lower cloud start. What are these? It's going to be island time. Island start Y. Island start X. And island list. Is that right? Yeah. And these are going to be islands too. No mention of cloud anywhere. No, cool. Let's get rid of that. And start fresh. Done. And done. Alright, so we need these. Setting in here. Right. And that looks kosher. So we can now set up a set of islands at type, but then we need to deal with the type in here, which is in cloud. Wow, did we not deal with the type? Type was in render, and it's not got the alpha or the bottom layer, so it's going to be similar to that code but short. It's in render, just after the themes. But then in render, we need to reset the transforms here. We're not working on the list yet, so we're not going to put that in. I think that's right. And uncomment that. Alright. Let's try and make some logic out of this. Render islands. There is no bottom layer or top layer. And there's no set in the composite. So just draw the islands. Dark islands for 0. Alright, so that's dark islands. Light islands. And again, we don't need to reset the alpha, and there's no lower level of islands. Alright, we're not drawing clouds, we're drawing islands, so we need a G for that. Let's reset the transform on that too. So, now we need our images, and we need to sort these out. In fact, level as our variables in render. Alright, so level backgrounds to see all the sand and the waves. Then we've got the islands. I'm not sure if we have to set the rotate. But it seems to just be this. Dark islands, light islands. So let's grab all of that. And paste it in there. It's a dark island, I believe. No, I don't want level height or width. Right. So it's going to be that image 0. So using background start Y plus C time level width and level height. We've got level height here, so we can use that. Got level width, so we can use that. Don't have C time, we've got something else. And our background start Y is called something else too. So our image, where is our image? We've not put them in yet. And they're in the inner of level. Right, dark islands, light islands. Says large and small, but that's wrong. Right, copy those over. Get rid of these and import the texture. Now we need to create variables out of those. I just copy the ones out of there. Don't think there's anything else to do. We need to set up an island, a new island 0. Yeah, they're starting the same place as the other one. So we've got a dark island image. Okay. And then we need a normal image as well, which I believe just takes the dark out of that. But I could be wrong. I think that is right. It's not shown because it's not in use at the moment in this code. Alright, I think we're nearly there. We need variables here, start x and y, which is set in here to exactly the same values. What's up with that? Needs to be static. Alright, I've got a dark image. Need a light image. Oh, that's wrong. Where's the x? Aren't we using the x? So it's just the time on that. But I think this is wrong. Damn. So this is the drawing code from the level, and these are drawing codes from the cloud. And although they look similar, uh, this one's got different values. So we do need the light image code from render in level. Just comment out here. It should go now. And then change these. And it's just the timer to set up. Comment those two out. And then set the timer. That should be our render done. Come in, delete these commented codes out. Alright, why have we got an area? C time should be island time. Then we're going to find C time and level, set up the same. C time to 0 and plus plus and tick. Do it after the menu. It's not C time, island time. Save that. Get level width. Get level height. Looks so untidy without comments. Especially when everything else is without comments. Not working on those. We're gonna need to tick the islands in here. And the islands are underneath the clouds, would you believe? So, need to do those first. Ta-da! That's our tick done. Now we need to do the render. So all of this render islands can disappear. And then we need another one of these before the clouds, after the waves. And that's going to be Iceland's render target. Then we just need to create that. And these are sea waves, and then we've got the clouds on top. We're not going to have to reset the alpha in there, I don't think. And that's riding it to sea waves. Ooh. Sea waves alpha, yeah, we are. We need to create the islands, and islands rotate. What's that? Trying to initiate. So we need all of that as well. Don't even know if we're using the rotate, but yeah. Comment that level. Add it to here. Is it in tech? No, it's an initiate. Yeah. It's not level islands rotate, it's just gonna be rotate. Or islands rotate. It doesn't look like we're actually using it at all. In fact, our islands aren't rotated, are the images, the large images, they're just straight up. So we don't need the rotate setting in there when we do another constructor for island. Then we'll use a rotate in there, but that'll be for individual islands, not for the whole image. So that's a piece of code we don't need there. And these aren't large and small, these are dark and light. And that's the images set up. I've got a few more things in there. Our clouds have been commented out, but our images for our islands are still in there. Comment those out. Now we need to initiate and create our islands, which I'm going to do before the clouds. Okay, and we need to initiate. Do it. Yeah. Okay. Still don't know how we're getting bullets if we don't have a bullet. But anyway, alright, so islands needs to be created. On initiating, do we need to clear all? No, so we're not working with a list of islands at the moment. Don't need any of those changing. Level cloud starts, don't need to be in there anymore. They're just X's and Y's. We've got to have stats, it works. Alright, where's our images? Dark image. Level, island, rotate. Don't need that. Do need a islands. And that's an Iceland as well. Yeah. So we can control the tick and, or at least the render. Waves. Background image. Level height. More waves. Wave time. Sea time. Level island image. And I think that's it. No, but small and large images as well. All our images of the islands will be the same size. 128 by 128. And we're just going to scale them as we did the clouds, but probably not on the width. Probably going to keep the width. Sorry, we're not going to do the width and height independently. We will scale the width, but we'll scale it exactly with the height, so they're always the same shape. Unlike the clouds, where some are squashed and some are stretched. Anyway, so I'm just commenting all the island references out of the level class. And then once we test it with the islands working, then we can come in and delete all this island and cloud clutter that's no longer needed. Cloud alpha, cloud images, island images, and island rotates. But with this logic that we're using there to make a list of islands and a list of clouds, we could do the same with the waves as well, make them a bit more randomized. But we do have rotates on these, and making single images, these might be a bit difficult to get them the same size anyway. But anyway, this level length equals length. No, width height will do. Don't need that. Don't need to keep looking in setup. or set up level 1. Obviously we don't have these levels 2 set up yet, but there's no point leaving without comment. We probably will start employing some as soon as we get some collision. We definitely need to work on the heads-up display. So at the moment we don't even have a score or player name. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're working on the islands today. Alright, just to clear those up. When we do make a list of islands generated randomly, we're going to have to clear the list to initiate the level, just in case the list is already initiated. And I think that's it. Background image, wave image, islands, clouds animation, clouds alpha, island rotate. Alright, I think we're ready to test. We're rendering out our islands here, and in the tick, I'm pretty sure we're ticking as well. Yep. So, we're not going to get an error at this point, I don't think, as long as it can find the images. So, islands. There's one image. There's a dark image. Yeah. Let's give it a go. 1 and 2. Yep, that's right. So, just to break that down, we've got an island list that we're not employing yet, but I'll put it in anyway. Got island start X and Y. X is going to be 0. Y is going to be 5 times the distance of the level. We've got an island time that increases by 1 every time. And we don't seem to have a move. Or do we? Have we got a move on the Y? Yeah. So every time island time increases, the image is drawn 1 Y pixel further down. Or island time further down. Which is, yeah, 1 pixel. Every time it's translating downwards. We don't actually need a move in there. We're doing a simple move on the Y, just adding the time here, but if we wanted to move the X as well, we'd probably do the DX, and we may do the DX and the DY and just add island time to the Y instead of adding it here, but we'll figure it out. I'm testing that. We do need to reset our opacity for some reason. And our rotate is not in. So whatever G2D we're passing in is not working. And I imagine it's probably a G2D. Have we got a piece of code in a level that doesn't that resets it? Yeah, and now rotate is in as well. Great. So we need all that code. In render. Only this alpha is not needed. gonna set that there. And I'm not even gonna create a variable out of it. Just gonna throw that in there, which is really messy, but saves a bit of code. Then we need our rotating or backing. And I can't remember what it was. And I think we've messed it up. Let's try and find it. Comment it out, hopefully not deleted. There we go. And that's in our initiate. Don't think we need this. We do need our field. Alright. These aren't level islands anymore. Alpha composite needs imported. And done. I believe testing again. Gotta reset the rotate and the alpha, which means the G2D that's coming through. Wow, they look cool. And our type is working as well. We put type 1 in, which is the light version. I put type 0 in, we get the dark version. But I didn't do that with clouds, which we might need to do. Go through the light clouds list of images, if it's a type 0, if not the other set. We can have them in exactly the same place. So that's just switching images with the type. If it's a 0, we use one list of images. If it's a 1, we use another list. Alright, what was I doing here? I wanted to show the difference when we initiate a 0. Then we got the dark version back. But again, we've got the images falling how they were. Maybe a little fast. And our little animation on our plane. We're bullet firing. Okay. Love these clouds. Can't get over how good they look. They're just a bit scattered now. I can't see many. And that's got a series Y, X value plus. Pretty cool stuff. Okay. So that's the dark islands, light islands in the large island images with the rotate on that. And this shouldn't say cloud objects. And then we'll reference the cloud in there we don't need. Gonna shorten or leave that like that. So we want to start bringing in a list of images now for different size islands and different rotated islands. And we're going to need to go through that list in a tick. we don't have the images yet like we do for the clouds. So you know where I'm off to now. Over in the Photoshop, and we seem to have grass islands there, the black underneath. And let's go through these. Alright, we've only got 5. I think we can make a few more out of that. But I'm gonna try and go in and sort these stroke out on the outside areas. So our stroke is on the outside, it's 3 pixels long, and the blend is normal, but our opacity is 59. And if we bring it up to 100, then it's too red, it's too bright. But then it's gonna have to be kind of bluish as well, or bluey green. That's that 35,000 on that one. Could work, I guess. How would we do this? I think one way to do this is grab this color here. Okay, okay. And paste this into this one. I think it's sprite sheet, isn't it? Or level. Names and sources. No, it's our long level sheet. I can't remember what it was called. Oh, it's clearly not one of those. The 340, would it be that? No, that was our sprite sheet for the menu systems. So it's got to be where's our levels? We're missing one. We're definitely missing one. So now game design. Should find it in here, but this should be a level background. And I can't seem to find it on there. Yeah, it's a large image, so probably closed it to save memory. Obviously, I'll cut this bit out of the video, but yeah, what I'm trying to do is add this stroke to the original island images. But I just realized it's probably going to take a little while to go through each of those islands and add this stroke. So I might as well just send out little ones and see how they look. Alright, so I'm going to cancel that. It's not going to cancel. Oh, here we go. You do that Photoshop and we'll go back into Netbeans and see what we can do. Can't be bothered with slow computers today. And now it won't let me type in it. Alright, so has Photoshop finally finished up? It has. So really I need to go in here and right, it seems to be on all of them. I need to make a duplicate of these. Turn off the original and then go in there, all of these layers, and change the stroke. That should be as simple as paste a layer style. Trying to move this closer so I can see what I'm doing. Right, so we need all of these really, this new color. Pasting into all of these that are showing. And there's quite a few. And I believe this is the dark set. So, a few more. Long, tedious hours of work, but hopefully worth it in the end. Alright, the last one on there is not showing. And the reason I'm not doing this over the old version is because we've got the sand as well. And I believe the red will probably go better with the sand. We'll have a green version of stroke for the sea. Probably can't see these at the moment, but they are all changing. That one's not showing, and then there's one more group left. That's not. Okay, okay, so that was the underneath version. Did we do the top as well? I think we need to do these as well. Doesn't help layering these two layers on top of each other. As you can see, you have to go through each one. Such a large image as well. One of the things we can do to improve our performance is increase the Java virtual machine memory size. It starts off 256 and we give it up to a gigabyte, I think. But I don't want to use that yet. I think I'm pasting layer styles from dark onto light here. No, light onto dark. Great. Seriously mess that up. Let's just say this mess I've created here is new image that when it loads with these new strokes on, yeah, they look a lot better. But then I've only done it to half of the image because if we go down here, these are lights, the others are darks. So I've got to make sure I don't make the same mistake. Alright, saving that art. It's going to be a new version of one of these images. Level background, level islands 1 and 2, so this will be 3 then. It's our third revision of the large image that we don't really need. I'm just demonstrating this new stroke around the islands. But then we're going to have to apply this to the 128 versions. So if we come into our islands and change one of the images to a 3, that's the light image we're doing there. So don't know what our type is at the moment, if it's dark or light, can't remember. But we should have our new stroke on the islands. What we would do if I bother to copy that image over and stop showing an illegal argument exception, null input error, because we know what they look like at this point. Don't need keep reminding we haven't got a level island 3 because we saved it, didn't copy it out. And it's this one here with the different coloured islands. We need to copy that to level, which is where it's expecting to find it. There's our new image. Nah, I don't know which type we're on, and I believe I said that 3 minutes ago, but I still haven't figured it out, so bear with me. And we have our old version of the dark, so we need to change the type. But those clouds look lovely. Need a 1. to get that new image to come up. Or that was the new image and we were just on a dark patch of the island, so that I didn't add the green to, which is possible. So as you can see, we've now got the green outline, and that's how they look on the light colored version. These are the dark version, but it's hard to tell if they've got the green on. But these have definitely got the green outline and look perfect, so that looks a bit red to me. I think I missed those ones. But the idea is these edges are underneath the water, so the water's gonna, from a distance, change the color of them at least. They're not gonna be red. There was all sand around that would look perfect, but not in the water. Where are these light ones? Come on. Still got the reds. Such a long image. We still need more of these clouds. Where's my frames per second going? Because we turned off the bands, the FPS is down. We need to do some show and hide up there. Or view, however you want to frame it. Still getting reds. At least we know that's the right image and the right look. We just restart that. I did tell it to restart, but as you can see, my computer's decided to be irresponsible and not respond. So, pretty annoyed at this point that it takes an extra 10 minutes on this time because we restarted it to bother doing anything. And it's not doing anything particularly important in the background. My computer is absolutely crap, so there was no reason to do anything in the background at this point. But it's decided at that point in time when I press play, forget it, I'm gonna do something else. So just explaining the workings of my crap computer in the run up to starting finally. Cheers, finally got that. Lovely clouds. And green islands, yeah. So we're gonna go for these. Stuff these red ones. In the water we need green islands, so the level background is going to be related to the islands in the sense that if we've got sea in the background we use the green, if we've got sand in the background we use the red. So bear that in mind. Lovely clouds. Okay, so now we need to create this list so we can create scaled versions of these images, and this is not even stopping at this point. Wow, my computer's being that bad. But we need these images, plain and simple. 28, the greens, but I'm gonna undo that, copy the latest style, but undo that if I can, back to the red. Oh, why would you do that? That's a bit daft, isn't it? Well, the reason I do that is because I want to keep a copy of the reds, and it seems to only have one version of the islands and the light version. So these are going to be light greens, duplicate the group, L green, L green up, and then we're going to need to copy these in. and then find out where the dark version is. Base layer star. And we can't have any of these islands hanging over the edge like that. They need to be, can't be straight on any of the sides. So we need to scale them as well. Especially that one. I'm surprised we can even tell that's an island. But I'm keeping a black background there so I can see what I'm doing. That's not coming out with the print result. Alright, and one more. Okay, so like I said, they do need scaling. And then they need centering as well. You can deal with the scaling afterwards in Java. But yeah, no straight edges on islands. It just don't look right. Okay, getting there. See, creating games to me is just a mixture of code and a bit of artwork. But you've got to get the code as good as the artwork, or the artwork as good as the code. Well, you're just making a crap game, really. And there's a really thin line between making a crap game and making someone will want to play. And I think really the difference is the amount of time that the artist or the coder puts into it. If you can tell that programmers put, you know, a lot of work into something, that you probably appreciate it more. But that probably explains why I can't do 15-minute tutorials or videos. Gotta be a bit more detailed than that. No offense to anyone who does that. I'm just sit here for hours doing this stuff. And I think that's our Level Island's green light version. Only the dark version. And I can't remember where I bought them. Grass Islands. But I can't see any dark version. So we have a dark version in the level background. I can just use those. Dark. He says. Can't see what's what now. What's a dark copper? Alright, so we've got a dark now. We need to copy those over to the 128s. We don't need all of them. We only need these first 5, I believe. So grab those and put them on the 128 and get rid of the light green light version. They're not in a group, are they? Let's put them in a new group. And use Grass Islands L Green Dark. Not L Green, L Green. And that's done with that, but now we need to center them and scale them. Can we do the whole lot? Select all, center. No, can do that though, one layer at a time. Save as deselecting. But then we just have to scale them and copy the layer style. But before I copy the layer style, I'm gonna make a new version. It's gonna be the reds. And that's just gonna save time. Okay. So don't need this selected anymore. And don't need all of these showing. But I do need to scale these down. And center them up. Probably need to scale that a lot more. Be a bit straight on these edges. And recenter. Deselect. Next. Alright, so that way is done. Give it about that. Probably set off the transform again. Just straight edges. Okay. Still got a straight edge there, but we might get away with it. Two more to go. So how many versions of these have we got? We need 4, I think. Two reds, light and dark. Two greens, light and dark. 4 versions. Great. There's only 5 images each, so could work. My computer's gone dodgy again. Probably checking for changes in the background project on Netbeans. Or crashing this record, which means I have to do this all again and pretend I didn't do it already. Which is always fun, going back in time and redoing the same work. No, it's not that, I'm joking, it's terrible. So there's our reds. If we get rid of the background here, These do say L greens, but let's make a copy. Duplicate group, dark islands. It's not L green. Is that? It is L green, but it's not dark. Is that right? Stress. Now these, one of these is red. Right. And we'll come back to the light green. So this one is the first of five. Our new Red Island single images. But it doesn't have the green one underneath. Stress. So I think these are going to come out terrible. Yeah, I think the opacity on these reds is still where it is wrong. So let's take our cloud layer and do the same there. It's not lower clouds, it's just going to be islands. 1 to 5. But they're these ones are red. So islands red, and they're also dark, so dark. And that'll be our set for this 1 to 5. Second of 5. There's 20 to do in total, so bear that in mind. Try to do it as fast as I can. And that's up to 3 of 5. So in short, we're going to need 4 lists of these images. So that's 4. And we'll probably need to increase them to 7 or 8 as well. But we'll see. And that's 5 on the red, dark. Alright, might as well do the green while we're at. Leave that on, turn that off. Light green, which these on at the moment are still red. So we need to copy the layer style from here, I think. No, we need to copy the stroke from there. If we copy the layer style, it's going to be light. So we just want the stroke. It's 100% opacity outside normal free, but it's this color. And we don't need that anymore, we just concentrate on this. So we only need to change the stroke color and the opacity. Okay. And we need to do that for all 5. So We can mess about with the opacity and Java if we really wanted. Can't see what I'm doing there on the screen. It's because these aren't visible, but I assure you they look exactly the same. Last one. What distraught? Okay, so end result, we got green islands. Although these are the dark version of it, yeah. So saving these out without the black background. Save for the web. And these are Highlands Dark 1, but it's not red, it's green. And following suit will do the others. So that's two. And then we've got the light ones to do, another 10 images. Four or five. And the last one of this second set. Five. And we just got the light ones to do. I don't know how they're set up, but we got a light green and the lights and a red in the lights. Yep. Which do first? Do the reds. Right. These look like they might need scaling. They do. So if the greens don't need scaling, don't look too bad. Probably work with those. A bit close to the edge, these need scaling as well. Some of them. That one's fine. And the second one's fine, so we'll go with these. These are the light coloured islands. Greens. And five of those. Although some need scaling. Remember the light. And this one needs scaling. Just because the stroke is 3. Don't all fit on. And that'll be our 3. on the light green. Again, due to the stroke on that one. Center that up. Send that up. Four light. Save. And the last one on the third set. Need to scale it a bit as well. Okay, and deselect. And that's that list done. Save. Five. That's done. Final one is the reds of the lights. And they're not labeled on here, they're just called grass islands. And they need scale it. Still need scale. Deselect that. And center that. Deselect. Might as well do the transforming first, then do the saving after. That way I don't get forgetful. He says. Final. Probably needs a bit more on the down there. That's probably going to need scaling again. I could live with that. It's only a tiny bit of a stroke. Get rid of the background. Save these are reds. Light reds. Red dark, red light. Alright, red light. Oh no. Red light too. red light for it. Red light for red light 5. And that's all our images we need for our grass islands. 4 different sets of 5 images. So this is how we're going through our cloud list at the moment. It's got the rotates and alphas and that. We don't need really to deal with the alphas once they're set. But we do need to set up these lists and the images. So I'm just going to grab all that code in the initiate there, copy it over to islands, because we're actually going to need 4 lists in this initiate. And keep the old code in, and don't want to import anything from there. And these aren't cloud images, these are island images. And that means these are as well. And this is going to be our island image list. Right. And depending on our type that we set here will depend on what goes in our island image list. And we need to create 4 of these lists, but they only need to be 5 long, so get rid of those. And they need these images in the level that we don't currently have, so let's just copy those over. There's our lovely images. Let's start here. I believe they go to there. Yep, 20 items. So that's all 4 of them. Copy, paste back into level. Okay. So now we need some of these file names. Copy that. And they need plugging in here. Alright, so these are the dark greens, green dots. And that's how I would set those up. But it's probably a good idea to make these images a variable, so we can do the if on the type here. So let's get rid of that from one of these. And create variables or fields out of them. And then we'll add the dark green if it says type 1 or whatever. But these are going to need to be in there if. means any tab it. And the if is going to be the type, this type. Equals 0. I don't know what the can't be referenced, but that's static. So type equals 0, do this bit. Oh, great. So it's telling us it probably needs to be public static on the type. So that just needs to be type. And they shouldn't have to put Ireland in front of it. Don't want to invert the F. Shut up. So type 0 is dark green islands. And we're just going to copy that down 4 times. And what are these going to be? 1, oops, 2, and 3. Alright, using the same variables, we're just going to change these. So these will be the light greens. That's type 1. So we've got dark greens, light greens, now we need the dark reds. See, this is where naming conventions come in really handy. If everything is labeled very similar, you don't have to type a lot to change it. You can do a lot of copying and pasting instead of typing. So the red darks. We need a red light, don't we? Let's grab these. Paste those in there and then grab the red. So we've got 4 sets of these images, but only one set is going to be called out and added to the list, depending on the type. And I think these should be else ifs. This type is always going to be set. Maybe just an else there, but we'll see in the logic. Like I say, type's always going to be set, so it's always going to be one of these. And then we add them to the list once. And that sorts out what kind of islands we're going to be creating. We're not creating the islands in there, I don't think, but yeah, we will in a list down there. Alright, so this is needing a field. So is this. Island image 3 also needs a field, as do 4 and 5. And then that saves us doing more than the number of images we need. We only need 5 images and we need a list. So we only need to add 5 images to that list. But we do need a list. And because Cloud's already got the list, I'm going to grab it from there. But allow me just to add these comments and change these names. Alright, alright, so we've got our island list, which is a list of islands. But we also need an island image list, which is going to be an identical type of list. IMG list, but it's going to contain buffered images. One second. Yeah, it's going to contain a list of buffered images. So, got our two lists, our islands that are being created with the X's and the Y's, and each one's going to have an image. Why have we got? It should be lowercase or uppercase. Right, we're going to use the uppercase on the island list because I spelled it wrong. We used uppercase on the cloud list, so makes sense. So we're adding our images to this list based on the type before we create the islands with a specific image. Now I think all that's left to do, take render and initiate that list. But to initiate the list, we need the other constructor. And just to test that, see what errors we get at this point, we should still be rendering out the new version of the old image in the islands. Well, no errors, so it still works. Those clouds look great. Alright. So we need this list setting up that we've got in there. Only we don't need to add the alpha. But to create that list, we need the constructor. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to change the scale just to 1 scale. I'm going to remove the alpha and the rest should stay the same pretty much. So copying our new constructor into here above the public protocol after the first one. Don't want to import any of the cloud stuff and just want to change that to scale, which means that we just need the scale equals scale in there. And we don't need the alpha. Move speed, I'm not sure on that ID. We definitely don't need the alpha. Alright, so this is Ireland. Let's just scale. That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. It's not cloud height, it's island height. And island width. Yeah, or the other way around, an eye rotation. The rest look default, so I'll keep those. And then we need to grab those variables from now. Got our type. These at the top. minus a few of them. And again, we'll put these at the top in there. But the ones we're going to keep, we need the island. That's high rotation. Island height. Island width. And again, they're part of the island class. Along with the H and the W, dy, dx. Scale is just scale. It is part of that. There's no scale height. And done. I don't even know if we need dx and dy or the move speed. But well, I need an image. That's the image that we're going to render out every time we go through the list for each different item. But we need one of those too. This image is going to be set to one of these images, and these images are going to be set to one of 4 lists, depending on our type variable. Let's get rid of the E on that just to get rid of the confusion and confuse the constructor a bit more there. So type equals type. Because you can't set a variable to itself, that just don't make any sense. So we've got our X, Y, scale, image, rotation, and ID um, on our islands. We've got our island width and height being plugged in at the same time as the move speed. So that rotates only for the large islands. This list we need to go through a for loop of creating these islands even, and that is this piece of code here. Now you might think, oh well, it's going to set up islands everywhere there's a cloud, but these run on randoms, and some of these we don't actually need either. We might need to change these variables here though, but we'll have a look. Copying that code over to create the list. I do believe it is, we don't want any of those. Yeah, it is after the list is created. Alright, and we need a random. Yes, import util random. But these aren't clouds, use it island. Save that, back to this list. So, again, this is an island. That's an island. That's an island. Which makes that an island. And that an island list. So, is that it? Do we have our list of islands? No, we don't, because we're coming off the wrong list of images. Is it? Lowercase? No. That's that. No constructor for those. Yeah, no, because we've got 2 scales in there. We've got an X, our Y, our scale, but then we've got another scale that we don't need. and then we've got the alpha, which again we don't need. That's all there is to that list. I said these values are off, so we do need to chase them up. But let's see where they land on the screen to start with. And that's our creation list and the initiate based on these values. That's just for the ID, but that's rotate and XY spaces. Plugging in the randoms where needed, even in the scale. So in our render, we're going to have to do the same sort of thing as in the cloud. And go through the list. But I'm going to leave the old code in, even these reset transforms, which should be tabbed. And I'm just going to put it underneath there, same as we did with the clouds. But obviously we're going to go through the island list, not the cloud list. Which should be lowercase partner. Which probably makes that lowercase too. We just check that in here. Yeah, lowercase on both. Which means I've got another couple of errors to sort out. Yeah. Keep the same sort of name convention though, we don't get confused. Okay. Save that out. Back into this list, so looking at an island. Oh no. As I was saying, that's an island. CO, we'll just do IO. IO1. It's all the same values in there, except rotation is I rotation. Alright, we don't need to set the alpha. We do need to draw the image though. Again, these are these variables. But these are just scale. And these should be the X and Y of that specific island, I believe. We've just been using X and Y in the other classes, haven't we? Yeah, just X and Y. That's bizarre how that even works. Same with these, I've missed a few out. Wow, how can I be so dumb? Alright, that makes that a bit more copacetic. But what about the X and Y's? We're going through a list, so it's gonna have to be. But I better check that now. I don't think I can do that until I've dealt with this. this one's going to be translate and draw. Not going to worry about the composite. Don't need to reset the alpha. So I think that's it for that list. Go through the island list, translate and rotate and translate again. Drawing the image with the scale and the width and the height, which is being created at random. So I think that's our render. And we just need our tick. Copy that. And then our tick. No, not cloud list. It's island list. Use that same variable for the single. Right. We could just put island time instead of dy there, but we'll add island time to the move all and do it that way. Because island time could really just be put on the y there, but we're going to add it in the dy in the move all, which I'm going to grab from there. So it looks good with all the code included. But we don't need a cloud list. We need the island list. Fingers aren't working. Huh? But it's I think the y is just going to plus equals island time. And these shouldn't be x and y's. These should be dx and dy. Which means they're wrong in here as well. So adding the dx and the dy to the x and the y there, but we're not actually doing anything with the dx and dy, they're always 0. So I know this was supposed to be about the islands, but now we're going back and fixing the clouds. I must have been tired when I wrote that code. Yeah, but that does the same thing. We don't necessarily want the same thing in these islands. We could just put these both to 0. Move speed is not going to make a difference. So here we've got the minus y plus the island time, and that's how the islands are moving down the screen. So we could really do the same again on our dy. But I don't think it's plus equals, I think it's just equals. And again, it's yeah, on the y. So this code here, it doesn't do anything. We don't need any x movement. That should do for that. Yeah. So our rotation and scale look good. Still got our old images coming out, so we've got to be careful of that. We've dealt with our type at the top, so this island list and wherever is image is going to be whatever list we told it. Above here, and then it's going to create these islands out. So if we test it now, we're going to have the old background image in, and it's going to drop the frame rate that we can't see. But then I'm going to come in and check out the old code and start working on the new islands. We should get an improvement in our cloud as well. Ooh, index our bonds, no. So we're looking for the wrong size list here. I don't understand what was out of bounds. I think it was a scale. Try again. Oh no, again. Level initiate. Initiate clouds. Initiate islands. Out of bounds. What is out of bounds? Range check get. The only get is on the image list. Ah, we're asking it to pick one of 6 images, giving it 12 options. Should be 1 of 10, giving it 5 options. Looking at an image list, random size, too large. It only has 5 images in, so that's 0 to 4. Nearly up to 30. No, up to 30 with the bullets. Oh wow, that's impressive stuff. But yeah, I think we've gone a bit mad with the X and Y's. Our movement is very dodgy. Really dodgy. Okay. But we got our islands and our scale and our rotate working there. Do need fixing up. Alright. So our islands are going to need minus 100 on the X. And they're not going to need an extra 100 on the other side either. 710. The X space is 7. Probably needs to be 9. And the Y space is 45. And it probably needs to be 85. And I'm not sure about 3,500, but let's have a look at that. Alright, getting better. Now our scale is off. We can't have islands that big, that's terrible. So where are we creating the scale? 4 times the next double. Yeah. It only needs 2 on that one at least, at the most even. It's alright to have really big clouds. Cover a lot of area with one small image, but the islands really need to be more detailed. It's a bit better. And we can see by keeping the old versions in how close we are to it. Still getting overlaps, so that's not good. And our movement is terrible. Right. So y space 0 can't be 50. Try that as a 90 as well. And that's 105. And a y space 1. It's all about spacing them out now. And it's still not getting it on the y. Times. Alright. Gotta be a minimum, isn't it? Y space 1 plus y space 1. So it's going to be at least y space 1 away. And we might need to do the same on the x. Okay. Little less of an overlap on the y. Although our movement's still terrible. But the x is still bad. Alright. Hard to tell the difference now. Okay. So if we didn't have the drift on the x, that might work. But we should stop all movement at this point. In the move all. Our islands really don't move. They just move with the time. And this is not, they're not going through this list either. So I'm going to say that hopefully we won't get a drift to the left, but probably will. Right, wow, where are we now? Can't see any of the islands now. These are already on ones. Now, I think that means that we're creating too many islands off the screen and not enough. So our Y should have the minus on the island time on our draw image, which means to translate might need it as well. But it's a lot easier to plug it in down there, I think. Which I might do in the list. Minus start Y. And we need to figure out what minus start Y was. Those in level. Background start Y. Find that. Where's it being set? level height times 5. And we're doing minus level height times 5. But then if we put them far enough forward on the Y, 700, maybe not. Make these 21s. Still can't see any new items. Wow. Alright, so should that be plus? You know what? It shouldn't even be there. Copy that out, move that. Bring this list back and just add it in here. And X gets 0. See if that helps. Whoa, 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 what was that? Alright, so it's our variable here that's wrong. Right, just island time. We've got floating islands. What? Why is that so different? 0 on the X. Is that just needed in the instead of the Y? Would that help us? Was that eye rotation that's messing things up? Can never tell these things. It'd be back. It'd be back and forth all day with us. But it's hard to tell where our islands are now. Switch that back. Do a plus equals 1, which is all we're doing with the island time really. Our Y's are already set when we create them as far as being further back, but they don't seem to be coming up on the screen. Here we go. But now they're not moving down the screen. They're moving to the right. Wow. So our movements used to have to take into consideration the rotation of each of these. Or we're not resetting the rotate before we move. Do we need to reset there as well? Yeah, we've got to rotate. We've got no, we've got to rotate and a width and a height. But it's the wrong one. We know how light and dark islands work, so get rid of this bit of code. My computer's going nuts. And should comment out these, see what that gives us. So again, they're only moving to the right by the looks of it, because they're going to rotate. Let's see which direction they're moving. So we've got to do the maths in there about the angles. Okay, so we're going straight up instead of down. We take off the rotation, what do we get now? Apart from a headache. Wow. Yeah, that's still coming in the wrong direction. So we're not resetting the transforms here. So we've still got the old translation. Instead of moving down 10 every time, we're moving to the right diagonal. Right, hard to tell now. I must have missed it when it was on the screen because I don't see it. Try that again. And again, I don't see it on the screen. Why is it not coming on the screen now? When they were a minute ago? They're being generated random. I don't think we need to set the transform again. Wow, still going in that direction, that's crackers. So our rotate's not being reset. this. On the islands transform. So I'm going to take this and make two out of it. It's got islands one. And then just use the islands one there. And we're not rotating or transforming anything. But we're still going at a diagonal. Wow. How bizarre. What happens if we take all that out? That's the old island render with the mad rotate. And we get no islands. Oh, a really speedy island's going in the wrong direction. So when we create them, wherever that is, we're adding minus 45 on the random rotate and giving it a rotation here. And I'm not sure we should do that. That is a 0. So no rotate on these islands, but can't see any coming up. How bizarre. Oh, we're at 1, but it's still traveling in the wrong direction. So, no idea on this at the moment. We have no rotate whatsoever. And we're already rendering on the X. Maybe too much on the X. It's just they still seem to be moving. 10 on the Y. We got our move all in as well now. So these shouldn't be doing either. Turn that to a 5. Should have some sort of islands coming in somewhere. Diagonal down here. This is not resetting. Didn't even see a pass here. So our problem is in here. This G2D we're using is not reset in the islands. And it's being passed through in the level. Islands. Alright, so we have to uncomment this to get our rotate back. Due to the waves rotate, which means our level island rotate is needed. Level island rotate. Just to rotate it back from the waves. And this is really not level island rotate, it's level waves. Reset rotate. Okay. That's before they run around the islands and the clouds. I'm not sure about this alpha. Oh well. So now we should get the right movement on our islands. Straight down. As I said, that's what I said before. I said that, didn't I? So it should have gone straight down, and it didn't. But now our problem is, one, they're moving too fast, so we need to set that back up. But two, where are they? There was supposed to be lots and lots of islands created, and I can't see but one every time on the screen. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. And there's another one. So our Y distance is too great. Now we've stopped the rotate. Our X and Y values are up. Can't win. Alright, so where they created? Not in the island there. Not in the tick. Initiate. But adding the white space again there, we don't really need to, I don't think. Should be enough for 105. Or random 105. Probably do some collision detection on the creation of the islands. That way, before we create it, draw a rectangle about where it might be, and then check if it collides with any other. If it does, don't create it or move it before we create it. Computer's gone dead slow now, I don't know why. Probably recording. Been on it too long. Need a break. But yeah, loving the mine it's not. Nah, X is a bit off as well. Now speed is too fast. X space is only 60, we might have to increase that. We should be able to change these back to the other values. That's gonna be an error. But you could have one on top of the other one. Looks a bit dodgy there. Right, so our X's need increasing. Alright, give them an 8. And the Ys, they do need plus 50, plus 20, just as a minimum. Looking good, just too fast, too far down. So this is going back to 700, which covers the whole height of the screen. This is going back to 35, which covers the distance to the screen 4 times back. No, there's none on the screen. That's terrible. There we go. Not that there were any on the screen before. They're not bad. Way too fast, but not bad. So you get a decent distance on the X and the Y now, even if they're very close. There will still be some that overlap, you will notice that. We need more starting on this end. So I am going to do a minus 100 this side, just to give them a greater X. They're increasing the X by possibly 80 every time. Basically that's just an extra row, adding 90. But I think I should leave it now, just we can get the rotator one. Yeah, now we're checking the changes instead of doing the run, so my computer's had enough. We need to take a break. Don't spend most of the day sitting there coding. Spend most of the day sitting there waiting for my computer to respond to what it do. I would be far more proficient if I didn't have to wait for the computer to do stupid stuff in the background. But now it's going to minimize it. Just whatever, man. Alright, now we need to drop the scale. Or the speed, one of them. Scale was too big on some of them. And they definitely need to rotate. But anyway, yeah, my computer needs a break, so I'm gonna try to plug this rotate in. It probably won't work. Give it a break there anyway. But I'm happy with the way that worked. Rotate. Should have been that. But is that gonna rotate them or not? We got 0 at the moment. No, I don't want to import that random. We've got a random. Alright, so we're not drawing them out rotated, but they do have a rotation value at this point. And again, they're still too fast, so slow that down. Just a 2. Then try and add the rotation back in, which means we'll have to reset the transformer every time. You see how that works? So what's happening there is that they are rotating, um, but because we're not adding that rotation to our movement, they're just going straight down in that direction. I'm not sure there's a way around that. And if we don't reset the transforms, if we don't reset the transforms, they don't turn up on the screen. Wow. So as you see, we need to add this code from the bullets so they travel in the right direction. But it doesn't really work right with the that, so I don't know how well we're gonna get on this. But let's try it. So that was player 1 bullets, P1 bullets. That directional stuff was coming out of, and it's not in here, although we might need to add the mask bar. It's in here, we really need to add it, and it's basically just that, added to the DX and the DY, and then the DX and the DY got to have the timer instead of here. So let's bring them in. No, I don't want bullet speed. These are just going to be ×1, -1, and these are eye rotation. Then we need to add them to the DX, but we need to move all back in. That's just going to be the +2 on the Y. Then we've got to bring the list in too. Don't want to move on DX, do it. It's DX and DY anyway. And that is +2. And that should compensate for those. Now we just need to add the X, A and the Y A. That should be it. Now we should still travel down the screen at 2, regardless of this translate rotate. I think we do need to reset the X form. The transform. It's not on the screen at the moment. and I don't know if that's a spawning issue or a transform issue, but I'm going to suspect the latter and bring these back. Because we are rotating, we do need to reset. Whether we need to reset outside of there, I don't know. Okay, now we don't know which way is why. And I believe that's to do with the rotation there. And our bullet rotation, because we're times in the pi 180 there, we're adding the same in there. Make them radians. Still can't see any items. There we go. But is that rotated and moving down the Y? Or is that just having to have a 0 degrees and moving down the Y? Still moving too fast. And then they're overlapping. Wow. How wrong can you get there? So whatever I did there was wrong. I did the rotation then. Do we need to reset the transform? Getting some sort of result out of it. Couldn't tell you if it's right or not. Why these islands only start back underwater there, I don't know. We seem to need to reset those transforms, but they don't turn up. But what else is wrong? They overlap, they're the wrong speed. Stop moving with the sea, or is that just staying static? What happened? Yeah, that's not good movement at all. Why is that coming in like that? And then slowing down. We've got the wrong values there somewhere. I think we're gonna have to pick two angles. Just randomize the two. Okay, are these falling down? Are these gonna? Hard to tell. It's certainly not moving in the same direction as the sea at the same time. In fact, they look like they're remaining static. How is that possible when they weren't on the screen to start with? So we press a 10 on the wire, see which direction they really are moving. But I'm really going to call it a break there, I think. My computer's adding off, 5 adding off, ladies and gentlemen. And this is just not helping. One step forward, one step back, one step forward. Yeah. When you're in that loop, you know you're stuck. So best to go and get some to eat. Because you know you're going to sit there for hours otherwise. And your brain's not going to work any better. And neither is your computer. Because your temporary file for your recording is just filling up too much. And the longer you sit there recording, the longer that keeps perpetuating a crash. And there's our 30 images with the bullets. Don't know what that flashing was there. Couldn't find the focus. Wow, that's way too fast. Wow, wow. But they're all traveling almost on the wire. Wow. Mm. Love that. Love that. Terrible. Not bad. Terrible. Terrible. Yeah, these rotations just go nuts. Is it supposed to be negative, do you think, or is this supposed to be just a rotate? I keep saying I'm going for a break and then I keep pressing play again. Changing one thing and pressing play. Done now, going for a break. I'm even going to say that it's off as soon as it starts. If it ever starts. Come on, it's only 30 images. You ain't got that far to go. So the computer's saying I'm bored at doing this over and over again. You shouldn't have been a computer then, really, should you? And finally, we got our 30 images, including the bullets, the menu bar, and the state as well. Did you get the file? Are you sure? Yeah, we're getting them all over the shop now. Even worse than before. So changing that back, but I'm not gonna restart it. That is truly a break time there. Oh no, it's a complete one. We have islands anyway. They're not traveling in the right direction. Uh, but they're almost there, and they're a bit fast at the moment. So just to show you in the last 10 minutes of that, these should be a 1. And that should be it. But yeah, islands and clouds didn't exactly work the same way, did it? The clouds come out almost brilliant because we weren't really bothered by the direction of travel. And now the islands are coming up pretty well when they do turn up. Why has that gone down there and stopped? Why are they stopping? Why are they stopping? Have we got an X is greater than or Y is greater than? Are we not employing our move speed on 1.0? See if that makes it any smoother. Move speed. It's gonna be this one's move speed. Alright, I better test it, but I know what's happening. My computer's going dodgy in the background. It won't let it start even if I click that. And I'm on a break, so it shouldn't work anyway. Should just crash like I know it's gonna. Refusing to start the Java virtual machine. It's got better things to do. Same man. Now we have no movement at all. Wow. So yeah, translating the image is probably going to be the way to go. On the Y. With that rotate, I don't know. Don't know if it's going to work. But the move speed and the angle movement certainly ain't working. That's going to stop any second though. Wow. So the ones with an angle kind of work. The ones without don't. Or the ones with a zero angle. Yeah. That, I knew it'd stop. But yeah, that's full programming that is. I've no idea what it thinks it's doing there. Um, is this supposed to be just X and Y? Let's take that out and then I'll show you what that looks like when we come back because the computer's going nuts. See you in a bit.